Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm live. I just put a bit of half Bicky in my mouth. Well, I'm glad my 555,000 subscribers aren't here. Oh my goodness, I have had a week and a half. My son left at, up at 5:30 to see him out the door at 6 o'clock. Well, my husband drove him. So, for my birthday, I accidentally ordered some new stock. And it came, so I'm adding it. So these sequins, but I have a funny feeling, because of the number, we have had them before. So, this is my card. Now, Winter Meadow is an older DSP that we had. And it's so gorgeous. I'm glad we keep it. And so I've used that. I've also used, this is the new Ephemera pack. Ephemera. I think you say F for what that P is. And it's got sheets and sheets of the same thing, of all your greetings. Oh no, the ones at the back are Happy Christmas. I like that. I only saw Joy. Joy's nice on this one, but it's got Happy Christmas and Merry and Bright there. Can you see? So it's got all different ones, a whole pack of them. I think there's, it's the new, it's out now. It doesn't say how many is in it. Maybe it's 6 pages. Yeah, that's right. There's 6 pages of all these greetings. So isn't that cool? Now, when I was trying to transfer my ingredients and measurements over to my Facebook, I accidentally, instead of, I copied it, but I deleted it. Honestly, I should be called the one mistake girl. I make a mistake every time I do this. It just shows I'm human. So these measurements are here, and what I will do is add them in the comments after, in the beginning of the comments, so that you've got them. So let's start. Now this one, the card is not designed. The card base is a card base by Sue Stampfield, but I haven't. It's got a flap here. She put another one inside, but I didn't want to do that. It's nice. It stands out like that. But she had it so that it had another one here, but I didn't want to add that. But this is, it's not copying her pictures or anything. It's just her card base. And I think I made it a little bit different. Her front one was smaller and fitted just inside. See the DSP here and on the end? Her white card came up from just in the middle there. I wanted mine to cover it, so when you open it up, it goes pop, and it's just, you know, my adjustment to her card. So let's get cracking and get this on the way. And as I said, I will do the measurements after. Just put that up on the side, and YouTube's on, and I will just log up my Facebook. And I hope, because no one's right there this minute, that by the time I do this, I have some friends. And I will go to Nette's. So I'm trying to push Nette's members over to over here, because to YouTube, because then at least you can look at the card anytime you want. You can go back through my lives. So when you go on there, there's lives and there's videos. So videos are ones I've pre-recorded and put on, and lives are me talking to nobody. But apparently I was told by an American lady, that's common. You start slow, and I said I'll be dead before I get a covering. Yeah. So with this Winter Meadow, I'm going to see what I had cut out in my little bang of things. So we've got Misty Moonlight, cardstock, and stamp pad, an envelope. We've got, now I've cut all these out. So when I was cutting it, sometimes you've got to be careful. When you watch someone make something, skip ahead a little bit and have a look, because she did it in white. So of course she had cut her little mechanical bits out in white, and I decided I wanted them in blue, so I have got them in blue, Misty Moonlight. So I will have those for another card. I'll pop those back in there. And why do I have Wink in there? I have water, but I must have been from my last card, because I did everything in advance. Now I did pull out the beautiful Moffats and put the little corner piece on, so it sort of brought the flowers out, and then, I don't know, you might think when we do the next one you don't need to. So I'll just pop that up there and we'll get onto this. So we don't want that white one. I'm going to put my box over here and give me some room. So I did bring Pretty Peacock stamping out in case I changed my mind, because you can. And I have pre-cut it because I had the kids here. I didn't think I'd get back into my craft room. So yes, last night's and tonight's I've done, oh my goodness, I've got 4 of them now here. That's obviously not to use. So I have 2 pieces. What have I got? Winter Meadow. Have I got the right one? Oh, yes. Okay, so I have another piece in here, right? That's what one of the mechanisms is. So that piece, I'm going to measure it again to make sure I've got it right, because I think it is. But I always like to check, because where's my ruler? Here. So that is 5.5. So I'm just double checking my measurements, because I've had a couple of little boo-boos. After an ice cream thing like this, you don't want them, do you? So, and a 1-inch piece, why is that? Oh, that's I'm talking about this one, okay? So this one is out of the DSP. That is 5 1/4 by 3 3/4, and we want it long ways. So now we have 2 of these, and I know now why that other smaller piece is over there. And these are 5 1/2 by 4 1/8. So that's the 2 flaps there. So I'm going to pop this one on so I know, because that's really easy. And just get that out of the road. So that's our front. Okay, well that one comes out even further than that one. Isn't that lovely? And see, it's got the Pretty Peacock. I grabbed the Moffats and put the Pretty Peacock in the corner, but it's going to show up better in this one. Okay, so I've got that one. Now this will be the back card over here. And so what we're going to do is add, there's another mechanism. So this piece should be, where are we, Misty Moonlight, cardstock, cut 3 at 4 1/4 and 5 1/2. So we score 1 only at 2 3/4 and 4 1/16. What a little one to do. Oh. Okay, so as I said, 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So we score this one at 2 3/4. Only one of them, remember, 2 3/4. Blow it out. 2 3/4 and 4 and 1/16. 4. Where do I get 1/16? It's 1 mark over. So what we do is just like one little thing. So normally we go the 1/18 for the cut. This one's the first mark on, right? So you'll find that good enough. And now we do fold it back and forward. Okay. Now our little mechanisms are going to sit on here, so it might be a really good idea to put them on now. So they are cut 3. I only used 2. 7/8 of an inch by 5 inches, and we score it at 1 inch, 1.5, 2, 3, 3.5, and 4. And then we fold it around, so it's going to go like that. They're the little wee ones that come next are in and out. You got your next inch, you come in and out, and you've got a little piece that you can put. We're going to put glue on down here. I mean, you can use tear and tape. I found the glue totally okay. I will find the glue totally okay. Now, don't use too much. Oh, like I said, sometimes. And we just pop that down and hold it for a little second. So, and we're going to pop them onto here. So, what I'm going to do is, that's there. I must have a knob on there. I'll have to have a look. So that's your mechanism. So that's your big inch, and then you've got your bends, and we're going to do that here. Oh my goodness, I'm getting a bit of glue in here. We had this yesterday, didn't we? Last night. Just going to get a little bit of that out of there. I must have... bloody glue. It's not going to matter there because it won't... that's going to be covered when you put the top on. Alright, we'll let that dry a minute. See this glue? Sometimes they get stuck and then it just comes out too fast. And so make sure you put your folded mechanism, where you glued it together in the first place, on the bottom. I'm not going to do any more than that because that glue is so thick. And I'm just going to put that down there. And what I'm going to do is just do that for a second. And I can see that one is just a little bit moved. Alright, so put your thing on there. And clean your fingers. Alright, so this here is your writing. So if you want to write, you can write later. You can just put your card like that and write, "Dear so-and-so, how are you?" But if you want to do any other type of stamping on there, do it first. So while that's waiting, I'll get this because we're not going to stamp on that. We've got our mechanisms. Now I've got 2 to make more later. So we're covered with everything. This is our back. Alright. So this, I'm going to line these up first because these are going at either end here. And I might want to turn that one up so I've got a leaf going the right way instead of the wrong way. How easy is this? And this is going to go right in the middle. Okay. And what I'm going to do is glue this to there now. Glue that to here now. With my really, really messy glue. I found that in the instructions that the others gave that it was it was glued in after, but I thought to myself, no, I'll do that first so that I can get it all in at once. Okay, now I seem to have just a little, no I don't, no, it's me, it's my eyes, my illusion. Alright, so we're going to glue the back. I'm probably doing a little bit more glue than you need because it's got to hold it down. Alright, so I'm going to get this right smack in the middle. And that's right. And it fits top to tail on each end here. I'll just pull it. Oh my goodness. Alright. And now we're just going to make sure they're up the right way again. So just bounce them around. Oh, it's such a lovely, pretty paper, this one. I thought it was going to go, and so I'm so extremely happy it didn't. Now, it will only take you about 10 minutes to cut the card out via the instructions, which, as I said, I'll add later. Okay. All right. Now, all we have to do is put this on and add the bling to it and the joy. Now, as I said, I put a little Moffat from here. Now, did I get that extra piece of paper out for me? Yes, I did. Alright, so I'm just going to cut. With this fleur, I just wanted to bring out the pretty peacock in the paper because it looks really cute. So I'm just going to cut that out. And I was saying that as of today, the special is available for joining. So if you join, you don't have to do lives, you don't have to do all that. You just buy what you want. 3 months later, if you can't afford it or you don't want to buy anything and you're not up to the amount they want you to spend, which you don't have to, they can't take it from your card or anything like that. So you can get a starter kit today. You go on my line on AnnetteFalconer.stampingup.net and you join my group, and it's $235 with a product for $60 or $344 for $169 Australian, and you get 20 to 25% off every time you put an order in. If you put orders in for friends, but you don't have to. That is not, if you don't want to go on, if you just want to use it as a starting up, make sure you get something heavy. That's what I said yesterday. Make sure you get an embossing machine or get your ink, whatever's heavy to post, like cardstock and things like that. Just go for that. Okay. So I'll show you. That's from the Moffat. I didn't put it on my list. Well, I will now that I'm at it, but it wasn't really necessary if you didn't want to put it on. So when you cut the Moffat out, it's actually so that you could put it into your corner with the whole piece of paper, but I don't want to. So what I've done is pushed out the pieces that come off, and then if you have a look at the back of them, see in there, these little pieces holding that in, and we don't get the top little fleurs, but I don't want them. So I'm just going to cut those, see the little strings here? I'm just going to cut them down to the backs on it. Okay, and that one, and that one. So it's got like 4 of them holding them onto it, and so that's nice if you're doing a full page. They just sit like jumped out on it, but I don't want them for that reason. Oops, I've forgotten one there. You see there's a little one hiding in there. And that's what sticks it to the page. So I don't want all that. I just want the moffat that it's going to sit in the corner and look like it's holding all those flowers. I like that. I think I did cut the wrong piece off. So what I've done is, if on your, where you've got your leftovers of your dimensionals, if you cut one side, they'll just take off a small amount, and then if you just cut the other one, you get yourself a strip. We do have strips and other things, but and so what I'm going to do is just put the strips into the long pieces, and that will just give it a little lift, because I don't want it to be too much. Alright, and it uses up your scraps, you know. So, alright. And then you've just got one big thing to pull off instead of lots of little... I could get the really tiny dimensionals out if I remembered where I put them. I just like using up everything. I like to make sure. I'm gonna die and I'll have so many dimensionals left. People will wonder why I didn't use them all. Now you can see a bit of that one. I'll tuck that in. And you can see a little bit of that one. So I'll just put that on their leaf. And I'm putting that right into that corner there. And look, see, that's pretty peacock up there. Now I'm going to put some bling bling, and I'm going to put joy. Well, I don't know if you want joy or you want something else. I put joy on that one. Since I opened the pack while I was looking at it with you, I actually am going to put Merry Christmas on this one. Oh, no, it doesn't look right, does it? Bother. I don't like Happy Christmas. We'll just use another joy because that's what I did on the last one. Alright, now I'm just making sure I've got one, because there is like 5 in the pack. And again, I'm just going to get some another one and see if I've got the long ones here. Here it is. This is the one I like the best. So right in on here and there and a little bit, and that one's too big. If my fingers, I got my big mucker fingers in. Alright, put those down. And here. So think about the joining up just for the fact you get the product. It's such a good offer. That you'll have to sign up and everything, but as I said, you just drop out again when you don't want to do it. And if you want to be a demonstrator, you go for it. You learn stuff and you join up and you do it. How's that? And they're in the inside of the other one. I put a little one, but I might not too. To you and yours, I put something like that. But that was a small one. Let's take a bigger one. You do, with having nails at the moment, because it was my birthday, I went and had them done because I normally do them myself. But I often end up with it all over my fingers. And my husband said, just for your birthday, go and get it done. Go on. So I did. And I got a wee ring. My house is so quiet. Alright, so I'm going to put that here as well. To our house from our house to yours. And now all we have to do is put some bling on the front so it doesn't bounce around while I'm trying to do it. And I have used the blue, but I might use the green on this one. What do you reckon? Because the blue came out better on that one. I'm going to use the green. One down there. I'm going to grab a bigger one from up here and put it over there. Whoops. Maybe I'll put it there. So, so if you didn't see last night's card, I did another one of the A Child Is Born, because I had to make them for my friend for her church. So I did a whole lot of them. Alright, so now the last thing we've got to do is deal with the bounce. Alright, so that is going to be the more difficult. I'll just give that a sec. I don't think there's anything else I've got to tell you about. I've done what's going on. Again, if you're watching late, the comments I will type them in as soon as I've shut down, because I did a boo-boo and I let them go. Alright, so if you grab that by the bottom, what we're going to do, I don't want the card running. Maybe it's like that. I go like that. I'll hold those together like that. That might be an easier way, guys. Just make sure you got your card the right way. So hit that in the corner there. Then let your tags go and make sure it's matched over there. Alright, you just have to hold that for a minute. A minute. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you're going to have to hold it for more than a minute. So what I'll do, so making sure they're all corners together, is I'll just drop my big one, and I'll put another big one, let that rock for a minute, and we'll do the envelope. So I think with the envelope, I might just put some DSP on the back, because we had stamps with this, but they went. So I'm just going to do this. And I'm going to do it from here, so I get all of that in there. And now I'll cut. Oh, might get my bigger scissors for that, eh? Don't want to cut my envelope off. I should have just about enough of my, and it's only October, I should have enough of my Christmas cards done soon, because I make 2 each time. And I hope everyone's enjoying the card and want to make it, because it is really pretty. There's a bit of glue, I'll clean those. Alright, so that's quite pretty, isn't it? That's lovely. And on the front, I might just put this down here. I think if you're hand giving them, that you can do this. Even if they go through the machine and they don't do exactly what they're told, I put them in a little bit inside the card side, so it doesn't catch, hopefully. My glue's strong enough. And that is the one I made first, the one I made today with you. I hope you like that, and we'll see you next Tuesday. So that's what it looks like. Okay, so I've got both of them made, and that's my envelope. And so we had one piece left over, so I can always make another one. So I hope you enjoyed that, and don't forget to get a pack of these. These are great. It takes all your stamping out and you still get the gold, because now we don't have the wild wheat, which I stamp in a lot to get the gold. This is easy to do this with the greetings and make it easier. So I think you'll find that rather a nice quick card. I got a bit of glue there, just as well I saw it before I went, because that would have stuck down and I would have gone away and done what I needed to today, which is a lot of cleaning up after this little child. So I hope you have a great day, and please give me a like and share my video, my channel, because I would really appreciate that. Okay, bye.